This car we've done quite a bit of work with over a period of time. We've built an engine for it, so it's a forged built engine with a 2.4 litre Whipple system on it, and it was the plan of the owner to go through and do a supercharger system, some mild horsepower, around 500 horsepower at the tyres he wanted, and to do that under the bonnet and then go through and fix it up and turn it into a nice street car. What he's turned into is essentially he's not gone down the nice street car. He loves the power, he's wanted more power, we've stepped it up with more power. The outside of the Ute's not getting any love, but essentially the engine side of things, everything, he started to use it more on the track, started to push it harder and wants to make more power. So in that we went through a process. We found essentially it was built with a Cometic gasket, and it was built on basically a standard block. Basically what's actually happened, once we lifted past the 550, 560 rear wheel horsepower, the gasket started to let go. So what we did this time around to go through and make everything stronger for actually going bigger later on was to redo the bottom end. Not too much different, same crankshaft, same rods. We did a piston refresh. They've done a few Ks. We did a refresh and ceramic coated the pistons. I did some special stuff with the cylinder heads in the way of not with the cylinder heads, with the bolting system, bolting down. We're running just a higher grade of shim gasket, and like I said, did some other stuff with the actual head bolts. But at this stage, it's still running on stock heads. So it's a little bit of a test as well. It's a little bit about the budget, doesn't want to spend that money at this moment, but to see how far we could go with stock heads. Now when I say stock heads, I mean the heads have only had spring work done. So otherwise all the ports, all the chambers, or everything are stock standard. It's just had essentially the seats cut, the spring seats cut and reset up so you can run a proper dual spring to run the roller camshaft. The studs, or the stud mounts, redone to be able to run a proper stud mount for the roller rocker. So no actual performance stuff in the way of flow have been done. Anyway, we put it all together like that. We did a little pulley upgrade over here at the graph. Here's what we just saw. Now you can see up there, we're actually running in the 620 horsepower at the tyres. The lift is from right down the bottom. You know, there's a little tiny lift even down at 1500 revs, but in around the 4000 revs, you know, there's a good, what are we talking about there? We're talking about a good 50 horsepower, almost 60 horsepower increase at 4000 revs, and we're heading up to, it's actually, as you can see, coming a little bit shorter. That's actually a different tyre on here at the moment, but we're still at the 620 horsepower at the tyres. Over here at the boost graph, you see where the horsepower is really coming from. There's a little bit in the efficiency of the engine, but mainly we've got an increase of 4 pounds of boost. So that's where this thing's pushing a lot harder. The boost, and I'd have to say, is in relevance to the fact it's a standard cylinder head. So with a better cylinder head on there and essentially higher flow, that boost number would drop down and the horsepower would raise up. But still, pretty damn good horsepower for stock VS cylinder heads. In the way of their flow side of things, they're standard on a built 355.